let's go back to Washington straight away and get some reaction from Ryan Ellis. He's the Tax Policy Director of an organisation called Americans for Tax Reform. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. We've heard the markets have reacted extremely strongly. There seems to be enthusiasm. Do you share that enthusiasm?
Well, I have to tell you, we're a little skeptical. The reason we're skeptical is because you have to look back at what caused this problem to begin with. What caused this problem to begin with was a series of missteps by the government. The biggest thing the government did to cause this problem was they imposed an accounting rule, which is known as mark-to-market. And that's a fancy kind of term, but really all it says is if you're holding on to one of these assets, you have to value them as completely worthless. And it makes it impossible for some of the firms to sell these assets, to get rid of them, to move them off. All the government would have to do, if they wanted to get rid of these assets and move past this entire credit crisis we've been in, is to repeal that imposed mark-to-market rule. You don't have to set up a system where the government partners with the private sector to purchase these assets or to set up auctions or some of the other mechanisms that are in place. Basically, the government caused this problem through a series of bungles and missteps, and we don't have a lot of confidence that more government will solve it.
But we've got to start from where we are, haven't we? And do you really think that in I don't know, 3 months, 6 months, a year's time, we'll all be saying, oh dear, that didn't work, what do we do now?
I think there's a very good chance of that. We don't have to go back to ancient history to see that the government has been screwing this up. If you look at the AIG bonus scandal, the AIG bonus scandal started less than 60 days ago when the Congress passed the so-called stimulus package, which mandated that these bonuses had to go out. That was less than a month after Secretary Geithner approved TARP bailout money to AIG. So the government has done a series of bungling steps to try to get us out of this mess. This is just another attempt of what they're throwing against the wall and hoping it'll work, hoping it'll stick. And frankly, we don't have a lot of confidence that it will. What the government needs to do is get out of the way, get the handcuffs off of the private sector, and let the private sector clear out these assets and ease the credit crunch.
Do you not accept that that might run the risk of some big institutions actually going completely out of business, and surely that would knock confidence to such an extent at this very dangerous time that the problem would only get worse and worse and worse?
Well, you know, it's not as if we're dealing with an ideal situation and then another situation. We're dealing with the world as it is, the world as we find it, as you said. And on the one hand, you have a government which has proven that it is not able to manage this situation through government means. That's one option. That's the option the Obama administration is taking today. The other option is to let the private sector do this, to let supply and demand and all the powers of the free market get rid of this problem. Will that involve some pain? Absolutely it will. But at the end of the day, it will be more effective. Long term, we'll have a lot less pain, and the economy will be much stronger.
Ryan Ellis in Washington, we're grateful to you. So many thanks.
Thank you.